Hey guys, Mr. Premium here. There's only one reason why you clicked on this video, you absolute noob. I see every mistake you make, and I've had enough. It's time to teach you 10 more mistakes noobs make in Deepwoken. Whoa, hold your horses, bucko. This info isn't free. You've got to like and subscribe. Also, give me an essay in the comments telling me why you aren't a noob. I'm not convinced. But anyways, let's get straight into it. The first mistake I see a lot of new players making is not exploring the vast map. Everyone's Deepwoken journey should start out with a dinghy and a dream. Before you even search up beginner's leveling guide or anything, just go on a leisurely sail around the world. The map is filled with so many secrets ranging from Marcus the chilled golem to a pineapple under the sea. You can also go around locating all of the useful landmarks such as deep shrines, which are usually well hidden, and the more you go exploring, the better you'll learn the map. This will help you in the future, and it'll also mean that you can flex to your freshy friends, because you know where Arisia is. If you're a super noob, I'd suggest exploring the Etrian Luminant, which is the map you spawn in, but if you want to find more challenging areas, head to one of the large sea gates to enter the Eastern Luminant. By the way, I wouldn't go exploring in the depths just yet unless you want to wipe. We all love a good bit of drip, don't we? Wrong. It has to be the correct drip. Sure, you found yourself a snazzy new white furry set of Vetras 4s, but have you considered that drip might make you drown? Each piece of equipment has its own unique stats, so let's play a little game. Which of these would you choose to wear as a neck item? A black cape with 3% physical armor and 12 ether? Or a Pathfinder's backpack with 8 health and 35 carry load? Oh, simple. The black cape, because it looks cool. Is what I'd say if I were a noob. Wear that backpack with pride. Also, don't forget you can always smelt your equipment to keep the stats of one piece, but the looks of another. You've still got to wear the backpack though. Not every stat is created equal. For example, health versus lightning armor. In most cases, I'd try to prioritize health, but if you want to kill mobs really quickly, you should use equipment with damage versus monsters. Also, yippee! Look, you found an enchant. Okay, and it's Flame Guard Pauldrons with 1 health and multiplicity, idiot. You're not wearing that. Keep that in the drawer, sir. Weapons, the things you use to grip freshies. There's a lot you need to consider when choosing a weapon for your build. This is because many weapons have unique criticals that can entirely change your playstyle. For example, the upside to running a Kira Sieger is it allows you to have a massively ranged charge-up crit, which guard breaks, but the damage of your weapon scales with charisma, so you'd have to center your build around it. Mr. Premium, that's a legendary weapon. I'm a noob, so why should I care? Don't worry, simpleton. Tons of non-legendary weapons are extremely viable options. These weapons tend to be more versatile as they usually only require points in the weapon stat to equip them. For example, the Kira's Cleave requires 75 heavy weapon and has an amazing crit. Mr. Premium, that's obtained from layer 2. Shut up! You can also use the Alloyed Crescent Cleaver, which is only slightly weaker and is basically the same weapon. What I'm trying to explain here is even if you can't beat layer 2 or can't get legendary weapons, there are still many options available to you. Another case of there being a clear better option is Alloyed Vigil Longsword versus Kira's Blades. So basically, do a tiny bit of homework on the wiki and you'll be golden. Most weapons have the option to be wielded one-handedly, whether a light weapon, medium weapon, or one-handed training for heavy weapon. Bear in mind, not all builds require an offhand weapon, but this opens up 3 new opportunities to the player. You can equip a parry dagger. There are 2 types of parry daggers, the standard parrying dagger, which requires 10 agility, and the Kira Steer, which requires 40 agility. These allow you to regain a higher portion of posture back per parry. For the parrying dagger, 20% more posture, and for the Kira Steer, 30. This can prove to be especially helpful in both PvP and PvE, if you're fighting an enemy with high posture damage. Another type of offhand weapon is the shield. This increases your overall posture, and there are many different types of shields, all requiring fortitude, the best of which being the Path's Defender for 75 fortitude. This allows you to be really annoying in PvP by holding block and S, you son of a gun. Speaking of guns, the final offhand weapon type is the gun. These allow you to right-click and get in an extra attack. This is better for slower weapons as you can mix up your fighting style. It's also just so satisfying shooting freshies in the head. It's time for the nerd stuff. There are certain ways to guarantee your build becomes better. Now, I myself suck at making builds, but what people have told me is there are many deep shrines hidden around the map. Look up on the wiki for locations. These shrines allow you to alter your build for the cost of knowledge. For example, the Shrine of Chance allows you to trade one of your talents for one of 3 other talents from a random selection of the same rarity for 5 knowledge. If you chose a bad mantra like a dingus, you can either trade it for another mantra or 2 talent cards using either the Shrine of Temptation or the Shrine of Division respectively. The most complicated shrine is the Shrine of Order, as it distributes your stats evenly amongst themselves, but the stats can only lower by 25 max. For example, this becomes this after the shrine. The Shrine of Order is handy if you want a talent with a high requirement but don't want that large of a stat in your final build. Another way to perfect your build is through the use of a Mystic. For a small amount of notes, the Mystic will allow you to choose what type of talent you can get next. Also, when you obtain a bell, consider whether it's the correct resonance for your build. If you want another bell, you can always reroll your bell by either using the Relic Idol of Yunshul or, freshies cover your ears, go to layer 2 floor 2 and make a deal with Miserable, which will allow you to have another Yunshul wish. Shower! Sorry for scaring you all, Deepwoken enjoyers. I know it's a foreign concept, but once in a while, you actually need to wash your face. Washing your face in Deepwoken allows you to use these teleporters to teleport all around the map. You can see the respective locations on screen now. To wash your face, you must head to the Lightkeeper Temple in Aratel. You can see this location on the map. To get there, you must climb this annoying mountain and go into the temple. Follow my steps, and then interact with the fountain. Once you've finally washed your stinky face, the most convenient place to teleport from is in Etris. If you head left of Lord Regent's Manor, you can use the fountain to teleport to Great Hive Aratel, the location of all the teleporty shrines. You can set your spawn there in the Eastern Luminant, and this place also allows you to enchant your weapon, but I'll address that later. Another feature of washing your face is it unlocks the large gate in the middle of Aratel, allowing you to access a guaranteed owl spawn. Deepwoken's map is full of perilous drops. Even where you spawn isn't safe. Picture this, it's your first day on the game, you choose to spawn in Etris, you take 10 steps outside, boom, sheer drop, you're now dead. Man, this game sucks, unbuys the game. Now, what could this freshie have done differently? Just stick to the path, you dimwit. There's even nets to catch idiots like you. How did you even fall? Fall damage is a feature in this game. Yikes. Those sheer drops in Etris are pretty terrifying. Luckily other than that, it's a pretty safe place. Wrong! Freshie number 2 decides to take the scenic route and positions himself in front of Lord Regent's Manor. Wow, what great architecture, he blurts as he enters the establishment. Little does he know, misfortune awaits. He decides to strike a friendly conversation with the Lord Regent himself. Misfortune ensues. Games were unbought. Oh, great. Now you're in the depths. This is like Etris on steroids. There's drops everywhere, and large muscular sharks are ready to kick you into hell too. In short, try to look where you're going, and look both ways when you're crossing the Etrian Sea. Earlier I talked about choosing the correct weapon. Now let's make that weapon even more correcter. There are many different weapon enchants in the game, all of which buff your weapon to a certain extent. Each enchant can fit certain builds. For example, if you want to run a high posture damage build, to guard break your opponents often, stone may be the enchant for you, as it increases your posture damage. To maximize your posture damage, you could also run the weapon with the highest posture damage in the game, Sovereign's Punishment. If you want to attack your opponents in a hyper-aggressive nature, Nemesis is the enchant for you, as instead of having your weapon's regular critical, once you proc the enchant on them, once you press R, you will teleport right next to your opponent and slice them. This is great for constantly being able to apply pressure to your opponent. If you want to make the optimal PvE build, Astral is often the best enchant for you, as you deal 20% more weapon damage in PvE. If you crit or parry 3 times consecutively, a shooting star will rain down on your opponent, dealing 100 PvE AoE damage. There are 2 main ways to enchant your weapon. You can obtain a random enchant for your weapon by taking 3 enchants to Laplace at Great Hive Aratel. This is the easier method of the 2, but you cannot guarantee getting what you want. The harder of the 2 is the Deep Shore Fossil. You have to do certain tasks in Layer 2 Floor 1. For more information on the method, watch this video. But by the end of it, you can choose any enchant stone you want, minus Astral and Harrowing, and other dev spec ones. Not every enchant is good in every case though. If you choose a curse, it'll have certain downsides, the most notable of which being Curse of the No Life King. The downside to this is that if you hold it out in the depths, you wipe practically instantly. So you're the one running around tripping my alarms, PvE is a pivotal part of Deepwoken, and bosses are a pivotal part of PvE. Bosses provide a source of loot, XP, and resonance progression at the cost of being a lot more challenging than your standard enemy. I ran out of breath. Each boss has their own moveset that you must learn and overcome to defeat them. The 2 easiest bosses for new players are Duke-Arisia and Ferryman. Duke-Arisia is found in Arisia. To unlock his mana, you must do the Kenneth quest, look it up, Once you're inside his mana, you're bombarded with golems and minions. Once you get past his minions, you see the man himself. He attacks you with a range of different Gale mantras and his bare fists. He initiates the battle with a Gale shield, but with enough damage the shield breaks, and after that, just rail him against a wall. Even if you do get low, he summons 3 minions, which you can use as health packs. He drops decent loot and gives decent resonance progression, and he is a great starter boss. Next up, the Ferryman. He is found in the Boatman's Watch, and to summon him, you need to place 4 campfires and light them in a ritualistic manner. The Ferryman is an easy boss to cheese, because when you get low, you could just run away from him. If you're far enough, place a campfire, heal, and then run back to him. So you technically can't die against him, technically. He uses a bunch of purple lightning mantras and clones and general hurty stuff. He can drop legendary weapons, relics, deep gems, and more. Basically, fight bosses or you'll forever be a noobling. Deepwoken is a game filled with action, suspense, and horror. So, let's take it easy. Fishing. Fishing is a relaxing experience. You can buy a fishing rod from the Etris docks, or make it out of 2 sticks and 1 fiber at a crafting table. To fish, you must cast your line into the water source, and when the fish bites, lean the same way the icon indicates. If it shows A, hold A, etc., and spam click. You can fish up a variety of fish, or even a chest that can rarely have legendary weapons in them. Very rarely you can fish up the golden swordfish, which is a light weapon rapier. Other than fishing, you could help freshies out, work on your drip, or even cook a mushroom bisque. There are many ways to enjoy Deepwoken, and I'm just saying, if playing Chime is the way you enjoy, I'm not gonna stop you, but I might judge you. But you do you, my friend. Deepwoken can be played however you want. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and join my Discord server if you want to be a part of any legendary weapon giveaways. Sorry for my hiatus, by the way. I had exams and went on a break, but I'll be returning with the weekly update shorts. But anyways, keep playing Deepwoken, keep gripping freshies or whatever you do, and peace.
Roblox. Roblox. Yeah. Roblox. Roblox. Yeah. So much Robux they call me premium. My parents are very lenient. They let